Hello everybody. So, I have a project that I was keeping secret behind me. It's my I keep wanting to say Stampede, but it's the Swarmfire project that I didn't tell anybody about. By the way, I went and bought that at Toys R Us because I was still waiting for my shipment. I got the Quick 16 in the mail, and my other Swarmfire is still coming in the mail. It's not here yet. So, that's just the update on that. This is a really cool blaster, stock. But, as I said, I had this really, really cool idea for this blaster, but I didn't tell you what it was because I wasn't sure if I could do it yet. Well, I did it, and it's finished. Now I want to show you what it looks like. When I say finished, it's the part that I had in mind is totally done, but now I have another couple things I want to add to it. Don't know if you can see this on camera, but I have a picture of War Machine up here, which is the Iron Man variant. And I've talked about underslung blasters a few times, I know, and I've made a couple of them. So that's what I did with this Swarmfire. So you can take your prediction on what it looks like. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, so let me show you. Ta-da! All I have left to do is I have it running off an experimental battery right now. I just have to go to Radio Shack and get the RC battery that I planned for it. Just haven't done that yet. But here it is. This is the Stampede. Let me turn on, not Stampede, Swarmfire. I never remember to turn this light on, and it always irritates me. So, there you go. That's on now. Let me give you an overview of this. So, it's got the normal Swarmfire handle for my grip. This is 3-inch PVC. This is connection bolt, and that's how the weight's distributed. I took almost 100 pictures making this blaster, so I'm going to go ahead and post some of them in a separate video once this blaster is fully completed. Pretty much what I want to do now is just put the RC battery in and paint the PVC so it looks like this. And I have polycarbonate in here that's covering and protecting the internals. All these barrels are brassed. So there's brass. Every single barrel is brass, which took 4 feet of brass, which is really annoying. I'm calling this the hybrid turret because it's still half plastic, and you may hear that and be like, what? The barrels are beveled, which means that the back is thinner than the front in stock Nerf guns. So the back barrels of the Swarmfire turret was actually the same dimension as 17/32 brass, which is what I rebarreled the front with. So what I did is I just dremeled in till I hit the part where it was the same dimension, and then pushed brass into it. I didn't even use glue. It just holds by the really tight fit and friction. And that's that. Obviously it's a little awkward with the external battery still, but that's going to be in here. I already have the placement and the switches and everything for it. I just need to go get the physical battery. It's very comfy. It fits quite snugly against my arm, and I can even maneuver it without holding on. That helps. Without holding on to the actual handle. What I wanted to be able to do was slip my hand around the other side of this handle and still use it, but I didn't end up doing that, which was a design fault on my problem, but there's always next time. This was a really fun blaster to make. These panels were from pieces that I cut, and that's just covering up some of the glue. This is going to be covered with putty and then sanded down so it looks flush, and then I'll paint it. So I think it's really cool. I know it's not in a whole lot of light right now, but I'll give you an overview of it. And I'll take it off. So my arm slips. This was designed specifically for me, obviously. My arm slips in and out of 3-inch PVC pretty easily. This is going to be too loose for some people and too tight for other people, but for me, it works great. The way I did the wiring on this is I cut out all the stock wiring except for the ones that are attached to the actual gearbox housing, and then ran one of those up through the handle. This is a quick pressure switch. Ran it back down, and one of them is the red wire and one of them is the green wire. Now these just need to be connected to a battery. I'm going to show you how this shoots using my test battery, which is 12 volts. The battery I actually put in this will probably be 9.6, but if I can find a 12 volt RC battery, then I'll use that. So, let me hook this up real quick. Alright, here we go. I'm going to move the camera so you guys can see this fire in a couple different angles. First one I'll do is just like this, firing out there. The range of this blaster is 65 feet flat, like extremely consistently. Like almost none of the darts fall behind 65, and only a couple go further. It's very cool. I built it specifically for use with taggers and just stock darts in general. If I wanted to use it with Steffens, I would have made the barrels longer, but that's what I'm going to experiment with the other swarmfire I bought. But for this one, just taggers. Ready? So all I have to do is press back on this switch and it fires. Oop, missed one. Ready? There you go. So that's fun. And I'm not going to dry fire this too much, but I can show you the 20 barrels. They're all brassed, so that's cool. So that's that. I had more fun modding this blaster than I have with any other blaster in a really long time. The internals are very simple in the grand scheme of things. I love the way everything's put in here. It's nice, it's clean, there's not a lot of parts, so there's not a lot of things to lose or break. The plunger is a little disappointing. It's the same size as the Stampede plunger, which is the same size as a Nightfinder plunger, so it's the average normal plunger size now, but it's at least a normal plunger, not a reverse plunger, so that's really nice. And, you know, 65 feet out of a fully automatic blaster is not bad whatsoever. And that's just with a Nightfinder spring. I'm hoping to find a spring that suits this a little better, but the spring needs a really high compression rate, and I don't have one. So I'm going to keep my eye out, but I know I could bump this up to, you know, like 80s if I had the right spring for it. So that's that. Things I still want to do are paint this top part, clean this up a little bit and paint it, attach a light onto it, just like a small mag light, and I'd love to put an air tank that comes up and then has an elbow and then a barrel, so I can get, you know, like a shot that is going 100 feet that I can like fire with my second arm, or a switch under this one. So that's kind of what I'd like to do. The total cost of materials for this blaster, it's 35 for the blaster, 30 for the battery, so that's 65, 20 for the brass, so that's 85 already. And then it didn't take all that long to make. 3 days, like 3 days constantly is not very long for me, but it's an expensive blaster. I really wanted to make two of them, you know, one for the left and one for the right. That would just be so cool. And if I could do that thing where I could get my hand around the handle, I was going to do that. But I never ended up designing a flip hatch for that, so it's not going to happen. But it was an idea. So that's that. I will see you guys next video then.